Good afternoon and welcome to my channel, Soul Colors. I'm Angel. I am an intuitive healer, holistic life coach. I haven't been on in a while, guys. It's been kind of hectic. I think the last video that I did record was around September, and then Helene hit the area. I'm right on that North Carolina line, close to Hendersonville, North Carolina, and so it's been a lot of pickup and restructure and just community, just rebuilding. So I thought I would come on today and kind of catch up. There's a lot of things that's happening. There's a lot of things that have happened since the last video. We have a new president. The Pluto and Capricorn is doing their thing. The energy collectively is a bit chaotic for some people, a bit smoother for others. And when I go in and I say, well, this has happened collectively to this group, or this has happened collectively to this group, we will go back to everyone is on their own path. Everyone is on their own understanding. And so each person goes through different ways of things, emotions, situations, and then you will also feel it on a collective level because others are doing the same. So it's just a lot of energy coming in right now, a lot of solar flares, a lot of planet alignments. We're fixing to go into those retrogrades. We have a full moon coming up, and so it's just a bit overwhelming. And that's one reason why I'm going to do this video today, is to try to give you some tips and understandings of what's going on. I did do a card reading the other day for the collective energy for our individual parts of the collective. And this is the card that came up. And it says, my breath connects me to life. All right? My breath connects me to life. And that is collectively. I think a lot of us are going through and waiting for the next shoe to fall. I think a lot of us are looking at different perspectives. I feel like to a certain extent there is an energetic divide that is placing energetic markers within everything as a whole. And that's one reason why everything seems so chaotic. And Metatron says we need to come back to oneness, and we need to forgive, because forgiveness brings freedom. Forgiveness brings freedom. Doesn't mean that you have to agree with what is going on. It doesn't mean that you cannot have a difference of opinion or a difference of perspective or a different understanding, but it means that you can openly come to someone else's perspective without drawing that line in the sand of this is the only way. I think we're coming back into that energy of oneness, mentally, physically, emotionally, and energetically. And so when we come back to that oneness, there's things that's going to kind of pull out, things that's going to kind of show up, because that energy cannot download if we don't have room for it to move. So there's a lot of things going on within the belief system in certain individuals as a whole, as collective. There's a lot of things going on energetically on this awakening line. A lot of people are speaking on the aspect of, we're in this great awakening. We're going through all these changes. We're going mentally, physically, emotionally. We're cycling through different generational traumas, different individual traumas, different planetary traumas. And so it's a lot to take in as a whole. But Metatron comes back to this: we have to find the oneness. We have to find the common ground. We have to understand ourselves internally, because what is outside of us will always be a reflection of what is going on the inside of us. If it shows up in our daily, then it's something within us that is being triggered to be able to clean, clear, move around. That goes back to that Ho'oponopono. I love you. I thank you. Forgive me. I'm sorry. If it shows up in front of you, that is creator, universe, source, divine energy, however you want to interpret it, however you want to say it, that is bringing it forward to you so you can clean it within the aspect of you, so it no longer shows up in your outer world, because you have cleared it in the internal world. Okay, so we go back to that: forgiveness brings freedom. Forgiveness brings freedom. What about yourself can you forgive today? What about the collective energy can be forgiven today? What energetically through your DNA line can be forgiven today? You know, and then we go back to this: my breath connects me to life. Are you holding your breath? Are you waiting for that next shoe to fall? Because I think we've gotten addicted to trying to figure out what the world is happening, what's coming next. You know, the next shoe to fall. And we are forgetting to stay in that present moment. Yes, it's kind of important to see where you're going, where the world's going, where everything's going as a whole. But it is not productive, nor is it healing to just on go of what's going to be next, what's going to be next, what's going to be next, because that pulls us out of that present moment. If you are being supplied for in the present moment, mentally, physically, emotionally, energetically, then you will flow through what is coming forward for the future. A lot of us have an addiction, I would per se, or an obsession towards, building the future. A lot of people say our present steps make the future. And yes, that is true. Excuse me. But if we're going through and we're just totally focusing on what is 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out, 6 months out, and so on, then are we not standing in that present moment? Are we not enjoying that present moment? If it is a little hectic or just overwhelming, what is inside of us in that present moment that we can heal? So I think, once again, we need to go back to that present moment of understanding. What happened in the past doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It may exist in cell memory. It may exist in your body. It may exist in certain things to that degree, but it no longer exists. You can't change it. You can't manipulate it. You can't move it around, because the past is what the past is. So we have to work on those internal traumas, those internal emotional stances that come up into the present moment. But if we focus on what happened in the past, we cannot be in the full moment. And if we're totally focusing on what is going forward, like 24/7, then we're not in the present moment. And I know a lot of people say the law of attraction, manifesting is to see the end result and to bring it back in to manifest it. I get that. I understand that. And to a certain extent, I agree to that. But if you're totally over here trying to work energy and manifest and do all of these things for the near future, what are you doing for this moment? This moment, standing in this present moment. Can you feel glee in this present moment? Can you feel joy in this present moment? Can you feel bliss in this present moment? And if you come through and you go, no, Angel, I can't I'm so overwhelmed. I cannot feel that at this moment, time, and space. Okay, so we go in and we see, we get to know the internal us. And so you can't feel all that. You can't find all that in your daily. And you say, I'm overwhelmed with grief, and I'm overwhelmed with sorrow, and I'm in fear, and I'm this, and I'm that. How do you expect me to feel joy and bliss? And so that comes to our internal work. When we cannot control what pretty much is going on around us per se, but we can control to a certain extent, or heal, or clear, manifest, however, whatever word you use to go inside of us and say, okay, I'm feeling sorrow. Where does that sorrow come from? That sorrow comes from, yada, yada, yada. And then you keep going down the line and you go, oh, wait a minute, I've felt this sorrow since I was 7. What does this sorrow associate to? Oh, that associates to abandonment, and so on and so on. And so you work with those sorrows, and you work with that aggression, and you work with that anger, and you work with that unforgiveness that is within your system, and that will shift what's going on in your outside world. And that's where our breath work comes in at. Because if we come into the present moment and we take that deep breath and we hold that for that 8 seconds, we just hold. You feel how it's filling our lungs, and we exhale it out. And then, we take this hand, and we just kind of rub down our arms and our hands over the forehead, back down into the heart. Breathing again. That brings us back into our body. And then we go into our color. What color are we looking for? What color does that sorrow that you're feeling, or defeat, or anger, anxiousness, what color is that? What color do you wish to be? And you say, what color does my body feel comfortable in? What color does my emotional body feel comfortable in? And you cycle through that, because that's being in the present moment. You're saying, okay, I feel sorrow in my body. It's laying on my back, it's laying on my head, it's laying on my shoulders, it's in my lungs, wherever this may be laying. I feel this, and you feel it. And you bring it forward, and you say, okay, what is the sorrow about? And then you work it down until it comes to that one. That sorrow may be abandonment, that sorrow may be grief, that sorrow may be something that runs all the way back. And you may not get that at the moment if you're just starting this. But if you're just starting this, then if you take every day and do those 8 seconds 3 or 4 times a day, you do a series of 3. And you count to 8. And then you could move it up to a series of 9. You're going to do it, instead of doing it 3 times, you're going to do it 9 times, and then you're going to do it 12 times. However it's comfortable for you. And then some people go, okay, well, I'm going to take that 22 minutes out of my day each day and understand who I am. So that's what we need to do at this moment. We need to go through, and we need to come back to oneness to ourselves. We're so busy wondering what's going on in the collective. We've lost sight of who we are as individuals. And I'm not saying don't get affected by what's going on in your daily. Your outer world. How can you not? But you take those moments a day to bring it back. These are my hands. This is my throat. These are my arms. And just feel into your body. so you can be in that present moment. Figure out what color that is, like I said. Figure out what color you want to be. And then if that, whatever color that is you want to be, it will give you a word to go along with it. Joy, bliss, happiness, whatever that may be. And then you breathe those colors in and you set that into the body. And if we do that a couple of times a day, or if we take those 22 minutes in the morning and those 22 minutes at night, and maybe driving down the road, we do our series of 3, 9, 12, however you want to do it. We understand who we are. We understand who we are. Okay, so I'm going to do postcards from Spirit. I don't think I showed the other box, but this is postcards from Spirit. The first was Raise Your Vibration, Kyle Gray. All right, so we're going to, and that was the 2 cards, Forgiveness Brings Freedom, right? And then My Breath Connects Me to Life. All right, so we're going to put those over to the side. And I'm not putting this into the month of November. I'm not saying this is in this week or this is that week. This is kind of an energetic reading of what is going on as a whole into the collective. Individually, I feel like a lot of people are feeling this individually. And so that comes back to that oneness. That comes back to understanding who you are as a human. All right. So we had this card to pop up from Spirit, and this is your message from Spirit. It says, Dearest you, do you know how much we love you and want to help you? We are here for you, and we hear you ask for guidance, but you must let go and let us help you. You don't have to do it all. You've done your part now. Let us do ours. You would be awestruck if you knew how many strings we've pulled through the matrix to give you what you need and desire. Spirit has a plan, and when you sign up to be co-creator, you need to remember to allow the partnership. It's not a one-sided. Your desires and plans meet up with those of Spirit. Remember, though Spirit's timeable and ideas of how things will play out may be quite different from yours. Trust us. Spirit's ideas are amazing. Let go and let us do the magic. Pay attention to other areas of your life, and before you know it, a miracle will have taken place. We love you so much. So that goes back to that. Stop fretting. Stop being overstimulated about what's going on the outside of you. They got it. Let go and let the universe. Your higher self knows how to do this. Just stop. Breathe. Reset. Take those moments to pause. All right? And so I am getting that our animal kingdom is really stepping out to help us as well. We're going into those fall months. Not that they're not loud during those summer months and those spring months, but during the fall months, everything kind of slows down and we're going into that winter season. And what comes out is kind of messages here and there because things kind of slow down and things aren't as busy, and different animals may show up to give you messages. So we're going to do one card popped out. We're going to do another. All right. Let's do one more. All right. Here we go. All right. The first one that came up is Elephant. You will overcome any obstacles. Elephant. Intelligent. Steadfast. Mothering. They actually say that elephants during the full moon, they will go out and do what looks like rituals and different things to that degree, to pay homage to the moon. We have that full moon coming up. They also are very close knit within their community, within their, I don't know what a herd of elephants are called, but kind of in their pack. So the elephant is running very strong in the energy. You will overcome any obstacle. All right? And so the second card was Wolf Guardian. You are safe and protected at all times. You are safe and protected at all times. And so the wolf brings in our intuition, our wolf brings in our senses, the sense of smell, the eyesight, just the connection in community and pack and just coming together as a whole. All right, and then that protection. And then Coyote, wise fool, accept your follies and find teachings in them. Okay. I think this is kind of pointing to accepting who our authentic self truly is. Because we're not perfect. We're not perfect. We have a lot of people going around trying to find perfectionism and healing. You know, some people think that healing is only one way. There's only one way. And it has to be perfect. And there's no broken edges, and there's no this, and there's no that. Perfectionism. Accept your follies and find teaching in them. So accept your authentic self. The flaws, you know, the quirkiness, the follies. Because those make up who you are too. And they can have great lesson in them as well. So that coyote can be kind of sly and kind of that trickster energy. And it can come in, those negative aspects of that coyote can come in, and that can amplify that ego. You know, amplify that ego. I feel like a lot of us is working with this root chakra and that earth star chakra. We have a lot of things coming in. The soul star chakra, which is right up here, that works with the Archangel Muriel, and that works with your higher self and connecting into the body, these energetic downloads that's coming in. We're having a lot of DNA upgrade. So, you know, maybe what you used to eat will no longer be your normal. Maybe what used to work for you no longer works for you. More water intake. We're going into those winter months, so you're going to need that vitamin C. You're going to need that magnesium. You're going to need that zinc. You're going to need that rest. There's a lot of people out here that are overdoing it and are not looking at it on the aspect that the body has to rest. The mind has to rest. The energy has to rest. I've come in contact with a lot of people here lately because there's been so much happening that they're just overworking the energy to try to change it, to try to fix it, to try to do this and try to do that. And I get that on a certain extent. But if we move the energy too much, we can cause the chaos. Sometimes it's about the energy just being in our body and accepting it, flowing through it, and knowing that we're going to be okay. It's a lot right now, guys. We have to be kind. We have to be considerate. We have to be our authentic selves. And I do not believe that our authentic selves are harsh. I do not believe our authentic self is closed-minded. I do not believe our authentic self has cliques or groups or I'm better than you kind of deal. I don't believe that. That's ego. That's ego. Because when you can have a different opinion, mentally, physically, emotionally, energetically, than someone else, and still sit at that table, then you're in that oneness. Doesn't mean you're right. Doesn't mean you're wrong. Just means you're neutral. That means you stop waiting for the next shoe to fall. That means that you're staying in that present moment. That means you're living in your authentic, sovereign self. And healing's messy. Anyone said that it's rainbows and unicorn farts have lost their mind totally, because healing is messy. And it's one step at a time, and it's one breath at a time. And we just need to stop working the energy so damn hard to see what's fixing to happen, or to know, or to fix it. Maybe our game piece in the game, our character, our avatar, is just supposed to allow it to flow through and to be in the present moment. To love ourselves through sorrow, to love ourselves through grief, to love ourselves through anger, to love ourselves through frustration, to love our neighbor through anger. You know, because there's a lot of anger out there. A lot of anger right now. A lot of confusion. A lot of I'm right and you're wrong. A lot of this is happening and this is going to happen, or in da-da-da-da. We got to come back to that present moment, guys. And love. Love. That's it. Love. 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 Love for oneself. Love for one's neighbor. Love for healing. Because the things we've been doing, mentally, physically, emotionally, energetically, hasn't always worked. And that's also in the energetic world. There's programs, there's downloads, there's all of this stuff that's coming through that we have never encountered before. As a human species, as energy, we've never encountered it. But everyone thinks that they have the way to do it. And each way to do it is each individual. Someone asked me the other day, well, why is your business Soul Colors? Because each one of us has a soul. Each one of us has a different color. And each one of us fit in that complete energy as a whole. Like that puzzle. There's every rainbow or every color on the rainbow spectrum. And then we turn in that complete white platonic light. That's who we are. That's who we are energetically. That's who we are physically. That's who we are mentally. That's who we are energetically. But we have to get back to that place. We have to get back to that place as a whole. As an individual, as a collective, as a world. And this division, mentally, physically, emotionally, energetically, however that may look in your life, means division within you. So if you feel like there's division out there, then go inside and find that oneness. And treat that person the way you would treat yourself. Because I think people are forgetting that the main objective towards everything is love. Self-love, collective love, worldly love, source love. And we can access that source love anytime we choose. So, will you choose to understand that your breath connects you to life? Will you choose to forgive so it will bring freedom? Higher thought with the elephant. Deeper understanding with the coyote. and protection and know-how with the wolf. So, and our stone is labradorite. Labradorite. All right, guys. I guess I've got the message through. I'm going to try to keep putting videos up here and there. I am going to do an open house November 22nd. My mind's still in October. Helene pushed us backwards and we're trying to go forward. But anyway, November 22nd, I will be here all day in the office. If you guys want to flow through, look to see what I have going on as a whole. If you've been watching me on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram and you're wondering, well, what is she all about? That's going to be October. There we go with that. October again. November. It was supposed to be October 22nd and everything kind of got thrown back sideways. November 22nd. And that'll be an all-day thing. I'll be here at 11 a.m. and that will flow through 6 p.m. in the evening. I will be giving away a couple of stones, a drawing for some card decks, different things to that degree. So if you would like to see what truly goes on, come out to offices on 11 on November 22nd and see what we have for you. All right, so I'm going to get off here, guys, because most of you do not like the longer videos. I felt like this one needed to be a little bit longer because I haven't been on in a while. Please comment, please share, please subscribe to help with the algorithm that is going through YouTube. The more I can get to more people that it resonates to, the more I feel like we can heal as a whole. I thank you for watching. I thank you for subscribing. If you're not following me on Facebook, it is Soul Colors Readings and Creations. Instagram is at Angel Parsons. I will try to do a video in the next couple of days or so to kind of give that energy of that full moon that's fixing to come up. I thank you guys once again, and you guys have a good afternoon. Share, like, subscribe. We'll talk again soon. Thanks so much.